What's up everyone, Wolfman here, back at it again with another LEGO Star Wars review, and today I'm doing a review on the Sith TIE Fighter. Now I'm classifying this as a First Order starfighter, even though in the movie The Rise of Skywalker it was I think it was considered to be a starfighter of the Final Order, but I am basically and deliberately mixing the two as the First Order, or even the Final Order as it was said in the movie itself, but I'm just gonna toss this sucker in with the First Order just to add a little more aesthetic to the to the First Order's fleets, starfighters. And if anyone would disagree, then you're entitled. I won't. Agree to disagree, I would basically say, but I'm still going to consider this as a First Order starfighter. And just a quick reminder of the upcoming review on the Grand Fleet, which will consist of starships within the First Order, Empire, Republic, and anything in between, such as bounty hunters and Mandalorians. And I do believe with that out of the way, and without any further ado, onto the review. And here it is, set number 75272, Sith TIE Fighter. This set was released back in 2020, has 470 pieces, and has 3 minifigures, one of which is unique to the set. I'm going to go ahead and jump into those guys. And the 3 figures that this set comes with is, of course, the TIE pilot itself, Finn, I believe, right? Yeah, we got Finn here, and we got a Knight of Ren who goes by the name of, oh, how do you pronounce that name? Trujan, I believe. Correct me if I'm mispronouncing that name. If I didn't pronounce it right. But yeah, these are the 3 figures that this set comes with, and once again, we'll put designs that you can see in this photo here. Each one does have its own unique basic designs on it. Finn here does have a different jacket on, and of course it's got a printing on both the torso and even on the legs. And only Finn here does have 2 faces, as you can see in this photo here. The pilot does not. He has a standard face, and the Knight of Ren, I don't believe he does have a 2-face. Yeah, he does not. And he does come with a select weapon. Of course, I never care to give any of the figures their weapons, such as Jedi and their lightsabers, and any of the figures with their blasters and whatnot. But actually, one other thing I'm going to point out about the pilot itself is the helmet design. If anyone who's seen my review on the Special Forces TIE Fighter pilot, or TIE Fighter, the pilots and those two, their helmets designs are a little bit different, but this one, I believe the helmet actually comes with a few more detailings, unlike the other ones. So I actually kind of like that, and that design of figure. And of course, they do got printing in the back in this, as you can see in this photo here as well. I don't really have anything else bad to say about these guys. A really good selection of minifigs, although maybe you could have done without Finn or whatever. He is in a handful of other sets, I do believe, but this is the only set you can actually get this specific Knight of Ren. So I think that is basically it for the minifigures, and we'll just move on to the starfighter itself. And I actually love this design. I know it's another TIE fighter, but I actually do like this set. I actually got a total of 3 of these suckers just because I like them that much. I almost wanted to double that, but I am very glad that I did. 3 is good enough. And I believe this specific starfighter is actually called a TIE Dagger, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I actually like the designs on the wings. Even though they are triangular in shape, it's actually a better toss-up design from your standard TIE fighters. And of course, if you've noticed, the set actually comes with a stand for it to rest on. Otherwise, this is what it would look like if it didn't have the stand, and it looks just plain awkward. So, kudos to the designers who decided to throw in the stand here for it, which makes it look more, just makes it look more interesting and just more. I'm sorry, I can't really find the words on this. I'm that tired. But yeah, I actually like the wing designs, and it actually does come with the stud launch missiles here on both wings within the underneath the second triangles that the sucker has, and it's actually a nice toss-up that it gives. Otherwise the wings would just be plain flat like a standard TIE fighter. And the way to actually trigger these, there's actually, I don't know if you can see it, let me try and make this better. There we go. This sucker right here actually launches the missiles, and once again I never put the missiles in, otherwise I would just accidentally launch them, and that's just plain annoying. And of course you can open this. Opens in two ways, but one thing I'm going to go ahead and throw out there, this isn't your standard TIE or faceplate for TIE fighters. This is in a completely different design, and I think that's what really draws me to the design of this TIE fighter. It does open up like that, but it also opens up like that as well, which kind of reveals a little bit more into the back. And of course you can see one pilot in there as always. But I'm going to go ahead. Oops! I'm sorry! Dang, that's never happened. This is what the back of it looks like. And this actually kind of goes back a little, so that can pop open. And if you want to close it, just that simple feature right there. And I'm just going to have to handle it like this for the time being, since the stand fell and actually went to pieces. But I actually am a big fan of this design. It was a really fun build, especially when you got more than one. You can basically do a full assembly. And of course I forgot to point out the detailing on the backs of the wings. They did put a translucent piece both on top and bottom here, just so this section here isn't kind of flopping all over the place, making it look like it's going to come apart. And they actually featured a couple of, I think maybe a couple of new pieces, mainly in the wings here. I mean, it looks like it's like a solid red stripe, but there's actually other piece, but most of it's covered up by the black, which is actually a neat touch. I mean, I actually like the red and black aesthetic, but also the gray textures as well in this Starfighter. And I almost wish I could have gotten more, but once again, I am not upset for not doing it. And I wish the set was still available. I don't believe it is. Yeah, it is, and this set was retired, I think, well over a year ago actually, and I was actually quite glad that it had retired. But this was still a fun build. This is actually one I would recommend, not just for the minifigures itself, but for the Starfighter in general, which again, fun build, highly recommend. I can't really think of anything else critical to really say. I mean, I got nothing against it in general per se. So I believe that would be the review. So that was my review on the Sith TIE Fighter, and this marks the end on reviews on Starfighters within the LEGO Star Wars franchise, or themes if you would. And next we're going to be jumping into shuttles next. Shuttles and other starships, basically ones that aren't classified as starfighters per se. So that's going to be next month, the month of November. That's all going to be leading up to the review on the Grand Fleet, which is going to be uploaded on the 26th. And if anyone who wants to see that, then definitely tune in. If you're new to this channel, then come join the Wolfpack by hitting the red subscribe button down below and leave a comment. I would like to hear some feedback from anyone who comes across this channel, either before or even after the Grand Review, because all these reviews are going to be linked into those videos, so anyone can come across. So anyone who sees that, you'll be able to come back to watching the other reviews of those ones. And I'm also going to throw this out there. The last week or the week of the upload, I got nothing really planned, so I'm going to throw in reviews on 2 of my armies, including the First Order, and the other one's going to be on my Mandalorian army. So that's definitely something I'm going to be doing during that last week, just to throw something out there for anyone to come across, for anyone to watch. So definitely tune into that, because it had occurred to me that that week is basically wide open for any kind of video reviews, because in the next 3 weeks I got, I believe, a total of 12. No, not 12, excuse me, 10. I think I could be wrong. I'm that tired, I'm sorry. But after the review on the Grand Fleet, I'm going to be jumping onto my clone army next after that. But then things might slow down after that. So yeah, definitely come join the Wolfpack if you want to see more of these video reviews. And I don't believe there was anything else for me to say except to remind you that Jesus loves you more than Elmo and Barney, and I'll see you guys next time.